Hello, welcome to the Flute 360 podcast, where we incorporate a panoramic view of flute-related topics. I am your host, Heidi K. Begay, and this is episode 140, A Pile of Wood, a Door Frame, a Doorknob, and then a Knock, Part 2. Today's silver sponsor is brought to you by the Ultimate Music Business Summit.
Hey there, my name is Garrett Hope. I am a composer, coach, podcaster, and speaker. I've been focused on building my music business since the early 2000s and helping others build their music businesses since 2015. I want to tell you about a free event I'm organizing for January. It's called the Ultimate Music Business Summit. It'll take place January 7, 8, and 9. Here's the deal. Through the summit, I want to help you build your own stimulus package for 2021. There will be over 21 teachers giving over 21 high-leverage business lessons you can use in your music business immediately so you can make 2021 the best year for your music ever. If you want to make more money with your music, grow your audience, or impact more people, this summit is for you. More than that, there will be a few live panel discussions so we can discuss this in real time. It's going to be amazing. And yes, it's free. This summit will give you real-world, not theoretical, strategies you can implement immediately. I promise you, with all the teachers lined up, you'll get something you've never thought of before. Even though building a business is hard, and trust me, no one is promising it's easy, it is possible. You just need the right tools and strategies. Get your free ticket today and reserve your spot in the summit. Build your own stimulus package for 2021. I look forward to seeing you at the summit. Go to musicsummit.biz, that's musicsummit.biz, to get your ticket today.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Flute 360 podcast episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. And for those of you who have checked out episode 139, thank you so much. And if you have not, go back one episode and check it out because it's the beginning of a new series. In this series, I felt so inspired by the different opportunities that were happening in my life. I had to share these gold nuggets with y'all. I have to laugh when I say y'all because yes, I'm in Texas, but I am not a Texan by heart. Although I love Texas, don't get me wrong. I'm originally from Chicago. So the hey guys, it's very Yankee, very Northern. But then here I go and say y'all. And oh my goodness, that is so Southern. Anyways, I digress. This whole series is about music business because what's going on in my life right now. So last episode, I dove into, building new opportunities. I talked about making something from nothing. And I gave this analogy of a door. So in the early stages of my new entrepreneurial adventure, it looks like a pile of wood on the ground and, some nails and some screws and a screwdriver and hammer. Some hinges are in a neat pile, right? The door frame is not even up yet, but, you start picking up one piece of wood at a time, right? You're not even quite sure if it's going to function as a door, but you're building something, right? And so it's one piece at a time. And to go back to episode 139, I had to start building my own door because opportunity was not knocking in my life. I mean, I had an opportunity that made itself apparent back in April, July of 2020, but that was canned because of COVID. So instead of sulking like I normally would do, or easily could find myself within that place, I decided to put my big girl pants on again and say, okay, this is not okay with me. I'm going to make something out of nothing. And if opportunities are closing, if opportunities are not making themselves apparent to me, I'm going to make those opportunities for myself. So it goes back to that quote, if opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. And that was the theme of last week's episode. So from that episode, you may be asking, well, what does that mean, Heidi? What door am I building, right? Well, at first, you may not even know what it looks like, and that's okay. It's going to be messy, and I have to smile because that word holds a lot of weight for me from my dear friend and mentor, Lisa Garner Santa. She would say, Heidi, get messy. And life is messy, but when things are messy, man, you get to be creative and go outside of your comfort zone. And my goodness, so many wonderful things can happen because of that. So as you're building this door and you're like, what will this even look like? I'm not quite sure. That's okay. You don't have to know. Just start picking up one piece at a time, So for me, to give you some insight, to give you some direction for your own life, if you want to pursue entrepreneurial opportunities, I decided I'm going to use my wonderful platform of Flute 360 to create opportunities from what was already there. So I had already built up a beautiful flute tribe, a beautiful flute community of all of y'all. Here I go again. Between students and amateurs and professionals, performers, adjudicators, administrators, inventors, the list goes on and on. I had this wonderful little mini flute family around me. So I started reaching out to past guests and I said, hey, I'm really interested in creating this class. What do you think? Would your studio benefit from this? Or would you benefit from this? Right? And then I started reaching out to my other flute friends and said, hey, I have this great entrepreneurial topic and I would love to present it remotely at your university or college. And then et cetera, et cetera. So all it really takes is some creative idea, some nudge in your heart, some direction that you feel your heart is leading you to. Trust that intuition, trust that instinct and say, okay, I'm not quite sure where this opportunity, where this email, where this phone call will take me, but that's okay. Pick up the phone, text a friend, send that message. The worst that can happen is that they say, no, we're too busy. Our schedule is full. C'est la vie. Move on. It doesn't matter. And then you do it again. But you have to knock. You're the one who's saying, okay, I'm here. I'm confident in my abilities. I know I have something to offer. I am vital to this community. I will succeed. I will make something from nothing. So for me, it was just saying to somebody, hey, I really appreciate your talents, expertise, and what you have to offer. Let me pick your brain in a Flute 360 podcast interview. Seriously, it was a genuine, authentic means for me to reach out and say, hey, composer X, hey, arranger Y, I think you're awesome. Can I just pick your brain? And then hit record and then send it out into the world so other flutists can learn from your expertise, right? And then voila, a relationship is formed. I kid you not. The power of me sitting there and listening to these people from an authentic place, right? It means the world to them. They feel validated. They feel heard. They are beyond stoked that somebody cares about their ideas and their work. So maybe reach out to somebody and say, hey, Rachel, hey, Catherine, I think you are amazing. Let's collaborate. It doesn't have to be an interview. If that's not your cup of tea, that's fine. Put that aside. Collaborate on an art project with music accompaniment. Reach out and collaborate in a music composition. Whatever it is, just reach out and start building those relationships, because I will tell you time and time again, anytime I have reached out to anyone, they will say yes, no, or maybe. Okay? If they say yes, kudos, congratulations, move on and start working on that thing that you said you wanted to work on, right? If they say no, okay, well, not everything is meant to be. And then if they say maybe, well, figure out when a better time would be. In the 140 episodes that I have conducted through 360, I have asked over 100 plus guests to be on my show. And it's because I'm inspired by my listener. You guys reach out and say, hey, I want to hear from so-and-so. And then sometimes I'm inspired by somebody's work and I want to reach out to so-and-so, right? And so I can't tell you how many times, from those 100 plus invitations, I reach out to, Jane, Joe, you name it. I have only received maybe, I kid you not, maybe 2 I will have to pass responses. And that's because those 2 particular people were extremely busy with a concert series. And I won't say their names, but these are notable, huge people in our community. So just think about that. I mean, seriously, y'all, 100 plus people have said yes to me. Nobody said maybe, and only 2 people said no. So if you're thinking, okay, well, Heidi, yeah, you're putting together these free episodes. Well, you know what? Honestly, that was my intention at the beginning of 360. It was my DMA thesis. And I continued it because I was growing. My community was reaching out to me. You were growing. And I was like, there's something here. There's something here. There's something here. Even when it felt like there were crickets, right? Now it's not. You guys are texting and messaging me more, and I so appreciate it. But I kept it going. And every time I wanted to hit pause or to cancel the show, Eric, my loving husband, said, you've got something. You've got something. And I'm like, okay, all right. And the show kept coming back to me. It would not want to be deleted. And I say this with so much openness and vulnerability. I don't want you to get the wrong idea. I love 360, but any project that takes blood, sweat, and tears, there's going to be a moment in your life when you question, what the heck am I doing? I mean, there were times when I was banging my head against the wall and saying, what is this? What is this going to shape out to become? Right? And you might be right there in that very season. You may not know what kind of door you're building, and you may not know where that door is going to lead you, like what path it's going to take you on. But that's okay. You don't have to have all the answers in the beginning. It will be hazy. It's supposed to be hazy. But after piece, by piece, it starts resembling something. And then you can take a step back and say, oh, that's what it is. I now see my tapestry. Imagine, if you will, a Chinese rug, right? It's beautifully woven, crafted, a beautiful design. Well, if you go to the back end of the tapestry, it's all jumbled up. There are knots and ribbons and ties, and it's a mess. But then you have to come around the corner, look at it from the front, And you have to step way, way back to take it all in. You can't be 2 inches in front of it because all you will see is a black line or a white line, a little squiggle here, a little squiggle there. You're not going to see the whole pattern. So you have to step back, way, way, way back. And that's time. You have to give it time for you to take it all in, for you to see the whole design and the whole picture. So I know it's crazy, scary, hard. I get it. Trust you me, I totally get it. But you have to be brave and pick up one piece of wood at a time, one nail at a time, and give it your best shot. It won't be perfect. And it's not supposed to be perfect. There's nothing perfect in this world. So, you will not know the results. And that is okay. Have peace with that. Be all right in that space. And so we talked about, putting on your entrepreneurial cap last time. And I was thinking this week, like, well, what does that mean and everything and building this door? Well, to go back to what I was saying with my 100+ guests, it means picking up the phone. I'm not kidding. Your task today is to email 5 people that strike you as inspiring. You are to call 5 more people or email 5 other people for a total of 10. But however and whatever means you want to reach out to your 10 people, whether it's a text message, a phone call, an email, I don't care. Your task today is to email, call, text 10 people that inspire you. 10 people that you want to collaborate with on some level. It's going to be, just a give and receive thing at first. If you guys have certain terms, cool. If you want to start exchanging monetary, value for these different projects, cool. That's up to you and the other person. It may be, a relationship that's completely just exchanging, talents for this fun collaboration. Whatever your terms are, that's not the point. The point is to reach out to people that you want to work with on some level, okay? And I bet you, I kid you not, in a month, 2 months, 3 months, not even a half a year, it probably will be under 6 months. No joke. At some point, these same people will know more about you. They will like you. They will trust you. They will want to also pick your brain. And guess what? They're going to think of you for their next presentation. They're going to think of you for your next clinician, being a clinician at a masterclass, etc., etc. They will think of you when they need to hire a co-teacher or an editor for their book. And you know what? Of the 2.5 years I have been a podcaster, I have received, and I'm so humble and thankful and blessed to say this, I have received over 13 corporate sponsorships. Never in my wildest dream, I reached out to these people, for financial support for the platform. Never did I imagine that, I would learn from them. Oh my goodness. I have a quote, I'm doing air quotes, master's degree from these people in marketing and networking, etc. And then to make the whole package that much sweeter, our relationships have grown. I mean, the people at Haynes, I'm still in contact with. The people at Powell, I can reach out to those 2 amazing people, Kristen Moore and the other team at any time that I want. And it's because we developed a relationship. And then Kathy Blocky, bless her heart, she has sponsored Flute 360 twice. And then she hired me to do some marketing for her and editorial work, and my husband for tech equipment advice. And the list goes on. And that was just one phone call. and it spiraled out of control in a very awesome way. So what I'm saying is there's nothing special that I'm doing on my end. Trust me, if I can do it, you can do it. And I say this going back to this whole entrepreneurial idea. If there are no opportunities out there for you right now, I know it's grim. Trust me, I have been there. I have written and submitted 200 plus applications for adjunct music jobs. If it's grim right now, then build your own door. And if you don't know what that looks like, I'm here for you. Ask other mentors. Use people that you trust to be a soundboard for you. You do not have to do this alone. And I am so thankful for the advisors and the mentors in my life. My husband, my sister, my best friend, Kristen, my other dear friends, Afton and Rachel, my new coach now, Dr. Garrett Hope. You have to surround yourself with people to build you up, to pump you up, to encourage you day in and day out. Because when it is grim, all I wanted to do was curl up in a ball and cry, if we're being very honest. But you have to have the people in your life, those people in your life to surround you and love you and pick you up and cheer you on and say, you've got this, one foot in front of the other. So if it's bleak right now in your season, then give me a call. I will be your cheerleader. I will pump you up. I will do whatever it takes to get you up and to get you going, because time is of the essence. Time is so precious, and I want your 2021 to be amazing. So today's episode was all about what does it mean to build my own door? It means call somebody, email somebody, text somebody, ask them for X opportunity, ask them to exchange services, ask them, etc., etc. I mean, the possibilities are endless. I have a new friend now in Canada who is a trumpeter, and she plays the viola and piano too. And she's a podcaster. I won't say her name because I didn't get permission, but she is a podcaster, and she said, "Hey, Heidi, I noticed that you have corporate sponsorships. How do I do this?" She reached out and asked a complete stranger. Never did I talk to her before. And she just said, "Hey, Heidi, I've noticed you've done something. What are you doing?" Yep, done. Bing, bang, boom. And, I gave her my advice, and she went out there. She did it. She sealed the deal with a business in Canada, and she was over the moon. And I could not be more happy for her too. So I hope today's episode has helped you in some way. I hope it has inspired you, and I cannot wait for next week when we wrap up this series. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm here for you whenever you need it. Have a great day. Today's bronze sponsor is brought to you by Violi. Music can always soothe people during a challenging time, but online music lessons may not always be pleasant due to various problems. For example, poor audio quality for instruments during video calls. Well, with the Violi app, the experience of virtual music classes may be greatly improved. Violi app is just like a virtual music classroom. It connects music teachers and students through a remote music class and music practice. Live Class, which is Violi's app's video call feature, is specially designed for online music lessons. It can perfectly transmit the sound of musical instruments. Smart Audition, a feature designed for music practice, can track the user's playing and automatically evaluate the intonation and rhythm. Accompaniments and ensembles which are contained in most music scores, can be played along at any tempo and volume. As a music education app, Violi has more features worth exploring. Guess what is thrilling? The Violi app is free for every music educator. Music students can redeem a 1-month Violi Premium for free by sending feedback using the words Flute 360 to the Violi team. Thank you for listening to the Flute 360 podcast. Please subscribe to the Flute 360 newsletter by going to HeidiKBegay.com. A pop-up will appear and you can enter in your information for the weekly newsletter. The newsletter includes great incentives, updates, and perks to the subscribers. Go ahead to HeidiKBegay.com and sign up today. Thank you.
Let's talk about flute.